I'm not making this video to say a whole big long speech and come up with fancy words to try to make people listen to me. Through all of this, I just got one question of why. Why does this happen to us on a daily basis? I support and I applaud all my brothers and sisters that are out there on the front line fighting and fighting and fighting against the injustice that is cast upon us daily. But my main concern is what happens when the fire goes out and the smoke dies down. What do we continue to do? There are so many different avenues, so many different roads that we can take to continue our fight that doesn't involve us having to be physically engaged with the people who are constantly trying to physically engage us. Protect yourself at all causes, but strategize, put a plan together to show them that we are strong and we are great and that we can unify together and overcome all of these things that they try to say that we are. All these things that they point their finger at us and say, look at that black man. He's a nigger. He's a thug. He's a this. He's a that. When we walk into the store, change the whole perception that they see of us. They got a perception that they created, that they see on a daily basis when they come into our neighborhoods. We have the ability to change that. We have the ability to change the direction that we go. If we hold hands and become a unified front, no one can break that. No one can break that. There's nothing that could be changed. If we all scattered amongst one another and nobody's working together, we become an impenetrable force when we hold hands and we come together as one, as one, as one. The number one, but represented by many across this land. Many across this land could become one. And what we do, let's look back to the days of old when we were unified, before they created systemic racism and a system to break us down even more. We had black banks, black businesses, all this great stuff. Those things we have now, but we need to support them. We need to come together. We need to go talk to the brothers that's standing on the corner, that's doing the things that they're doing. Trust me, I understand when we don't have a job, when we got to do what we got to do to provide for our families. But we also have to come to a realization that the things that we're doing is still stifling us and keeping us in one place, still breaking down our neighborhoods. When we killing each other over worthless things, when we killing each other over monetary things, we putting them death numbers on the board. More than they putting death numbers on the board in our neighborhoods. In our neighborhoods, we putting them numbers up. I know I see on the news all the time, police officers is killing black people and hurting us and keeping us down, racially profiling us, pulling us over as young men and doing these things to us. And please, I know I'm going to get some bad comments about this, but growing up in my neighborhood, I ain't never had no other white boy come to my neighborhood and shoot a gun at me. Growing up in my neighborhood, I wasn't beefing with a white boy. I was beefing with people that look just like me. Arguing and fighting with people that look just like me. Why? Because mentally, we fall victim to the same things that they've been portraying and putting on us for a long time. And that's to cause separation amongst us. Because if they could cause separation amongst us, then we won't be a unified front to be able to fight and come against the things that they do to try to keep us separated. We stay lost. We stay stagnated. We stay looking at one another, envious of what somebody else got. Envious of the achievements that another man has, rather than applaud him, get the recipe, become stronger and unite. So we could change things, so we could take it over. It could become ours. So we don't have to ask one of them for the things that they have to promote what we want to do. We don't got to borrow from them. We borrow from black banks. We don't have to ask them to get one foot in the game. We put both our feet in, you know? It's just sad, man. It's sad. It's such a sad thing. Because I know how great we are as a people. I know the great men and women that I have in my life that look just like me. I know the great men and women that I met along the way of this short, beautiful life that God blessed me with. But I say short because I'm still a young man, but at the same time, it feels long. Why do it feel long? Because I overcame some of the statistical things that was placed on my head as a young black man. As a young black man coming up, making it past 25 to say, I'm still alive. Making it to 21 like I just made it to 50, happy, because I ain't get gunned down. While so many other brothers and sisters around me is getting gunned down. It's sad. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. And we got the power to take hold of the change. Can't nobody hold us back. They could try their hardest to keep continually putting their foot on our neck and killing us, but they cannot hold us back. My heart bleeds for the brothers and sisters that are losing their lives at the hands of these modern day lynchers who walk around in a uniform, who hide behind the privilege of their skin color while they demonize ours. My heart bleeds for that. My heart bleeds for that. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. It's a very sad thing. But we grow together. We grow together. Let's not let the men and women who've died at the hands of these people lives be lost in vain. But let's uphold them as we grow, as we become a better representation of us, not what they want to portray us as. Not what they want to portray us as. Coming up, my uncle always told me the best representation of yourself is yourself. And I took that to my heart. So anytime that I go somewhere now as an adult and I understand life a little differently, I represent myself how I need to be represented, because only I can do that. Only I can do that. But see, I got a little older and I realized that going out and I get up in the morning and I look in the mirror and I see this skin, I'm not just going out and representing me. I'm going out and representing every brother and sister that looks like me. Because see, when they create these statistical things that they place on our head, they do it as a broad spectrum. They take the paintbrush and they paint a broad stroke over all of us. Over all of us. To say that we all do these one things when all of us don't do these things. Criminal activity is present within every race across planet Earth. Every nation, criminal activity is present. But right here in this United States of America where we live, anywhere we go and we touch down, the first thing they think when they look at us, oh, nigga, black man, criminal, portrayed that way on TV, in the news. All of these things. All of these news channels do that to us. All of them. The young man in Atlanta, Aubrey, who was gunned down by these two racists. Gunned down by these two racists in the street. Modern day lynching. Gunned them down. Yeah. They represented on the news that these guys was wrong, but at the same time, they were still broadcasting police interaction. What the fuck did that have to do with this kid, this man being shot down in the street by these two fucking thugs? They were the thugs. They were the criminals. These two guys were the criminals. But anytime there's a wrongdoing against a black brother or a black sister, our past or any police interactions or anything that may make us look bad or smudge us has to be placed on national TV for the world to see. Why? To skew the perception of me just being an innocent man being caught by two white thugs, shot and killed. Why? Why does that have to be done? Why do we have to be cast in a bad light? But all these things, we together as one can take charge of. We can create our own news networks that represent us for who we are. We can take charge of all of that. What they say, the 1% control all the wealth and the 99% is underneath their thumb, basically. Nah, man, we got power. We got power. Our dollars collectively creates power. Our dollars collectively create power. Instead of looking at how much more somebody else has than you Let's take what we have, put it with what they have, and we have an abundance. Together, we have an abundance. Separated, we just squabbling and fighting for the next piece of bread. Fighting to get where he at. Let's just come together, y'all. Let's come together. Y'all together right now as a unified front out there fighting against the man right now, which I applaud y'all. But like I said, when the fire goes out and the smoke clears, and we no longer can fight them in the streets, there's other places that we can fight them. You can fight them in legislation. You can fight them at your town halls. We could go up to Albany together as one and lobby. Lobby for the people that are representing us. Lobby for the laws that are created to try to keep things equal for us. Yeah, there's a lot of fucked up laws out there that hold us back. There's a lot of laws out there that they use to hurt us. But there are people out there that are trying to represent us right. And we need to undergird them and support them. We support them as a unified front. We get somewhere. We put them in the place that represent us. In our neighborhoods, where we live. Change the police departments where we live. Lobby for that in our town halls. Let them know we need to see more people that look like us. More people that come from our neighborhood, because we intelligent. We smart. We successful men and women. We know how to interpret law. We also know how to uphold law. I'm just, just getting a little bit off my chest. Everybody's not going to agree with what I say. I don't expect them to. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know what I mean? But I know for one thing sure, a unified front is how we win. A unified front is how we win. One person can't be for one thing and somebody be for something else. If we trying to fight against the injustices placed upon our heads and we want justice, then we got to stand together. We got to stand together as one unified front. Love.